Hi all, welcome to NK Education platform. Today we are going to have a look at the kinds of disequilibrium in balance of payments. So we can look at the kinds of disequilibrium. Kinds of disequilibrium in balance of payments. Kinds of disequilibrium in BOP. So coming to the kinds of disequilibrium, there are mainly three types. Three types of disequilibrium in balance of payment. First one is cyclical disequilibrium. Second, secular disequilibrium. Third, structural disequilibrium. So first one is cyclical. Second is secular. Third one is structural disequilibrium. So there are only three types of disequilibrium in balance of payments. The first one is cyclical disequilibrium. The cyclical disequilibrium, it arises due to the influence of cyclical fluctuations. So it arises due to the influence of cyclical fluctuations. Cyclical fluctuations. The cyclical disequilibrium occur because the trade cycles have different paths and patterns in different countries. There are no identical timings and periodicity of the occurrence of trade cycle in different countries. So the thing is, the trade cycles have different paths and patterns in different countries. There are no identical timings and periodicity of the occurrence of trade cycle in different countries. The second one is, second reason for the cyclical disequilibrium is that the different countries have no stabilization measures and programs adopted for the correction of cyclical fluctuations. So there are no stabilization programs and measures adopted by different states. This is the second reason behind cyclical disequilibrium. And coming to the third point, and the third cause for cyclical disequilibrium is that the income elasticities of demand for import in different countries are not identical. So the third point is that the income elasticities of demand for imports in different countries are not identical. And the fourth reason is that, and the final reason behind the cyclical disequilibrium in balance of payments is that the price elasticities of demand for imports is different in different countries. So the last reason behind the cyclical disequilibrium is that the price elasticities of demand for imports is differ in different countries. So this is the last reason behind the cyclical disequilibrium in balance of payments. Now coming to the second type of disequilibrium, that is secular disequilibrium. The secular disequilibrium, it is a long-term phenomena caused by the persistent deep-rooted changes which slowly take place in the economy over a long period of time. So what do you mean by secular disequilibrium? It is a long-term phenomena caused by the persistent deep-rooted dynamic changes which take place in the economy over a long period of time. So this is the secular disequilibrium. Now coming to the third type of disequilibrium, that is structural disequilibrium. The structural disequilibrium, it emerges on account of structural changes in some sectors of the economy at home or abroad, which may alter the demand and supply relations of export or import or both. So the structural changes that happens in some sectors of the economy is the reason behind the structural disequilibrium in balance of payment. So these were the kinds of disequilibrium. Now we can look at the causes of disequilibrium in balance of payments. Causes of disequilibrium in balance of payments. Causes of disequilibrium. There are various reasons behind the generation of disequilibrium in balance of payment. Among one is cyclical fluctuations. Cyclical fluctuations or cyclical disequilibrium. Then fluctuations. The cyclical fluctuations, their phases and amplitudes are different in different countries. They led to the generation of disequilibrium in the economy. It led to the generation of cyclical disequilibrium in the economy. So the cyclical fluctuations, their phases and amplitudes are different in different countries. They lead to the generation of cyclical disequilibrium in the economy. Now the second cause of disequilibrium is that the huge developments and investment plans in developing countries are the root cause of disequilibrium in balance of payments. So the huge development plans and investment programs are the root cause of disequilibrium in balance of payments. Their propensity to import goes on increasing for want of capital for rapid industrialization, which could not be boosted up to that extent, which the export could not be boosted up to that extent, as these were the primary products producing countries. So the second cause is that the huge development and investment plans in developing countries is the second reason behind the cause of disequilibrium. So the huge developments and investment programs in developing countries led to the wants of more capital, which their export could not be boosted up to that extent. So that led to the creation of disequilibrium in balance of payments. So this is the second reason behind disequilibrium in balance of payments. Now the third cause behind disequilibrium in the balance of payments is that there is a vast increase in domestic production of foodstuff, raw materials and substitute goods in advanced countries. It resulted in reducing their demand for depending upon the imports from agrarian underdeveloped countries. So the export demand considerably changed and structural disequilibrium took place. So the third reason is that there is a vast domestic production of foodstuff, raw materials and substitute goods in advanced countries. Lead to their reduction in import from underdeveloped countries. It led to the reduction of import from underdeveloped countries, reduce their need for import from agrarian underdeveloped countries. And what happened next is that this export demand considerably changed. Export demand changed and structural disequilibrium took place. So this is the third reason behind disequilibrium. So the third point is that there is a vast increase in domestic production of foodstuff, raw materials and substitute goods in advanced countries, which decrease their need for depending upon the import from agrarian underdeveloped countries. Then what happened next? The export demand considerably changed and structural disequilibrium took place. So this is the third reason behind disequilibrium in the balance of payments. Next reason behind disequilibrium in balance of payments is that there is a huge population growth. It is a huge high rate of growth of population in poor countries. It adversely affected their balance of payment position. Due to the high growth rate of population, their capacity to export decreased and the need for import increased. So this also causes disequilibrium in balance of payments. So the next reason is that huge growth rate of population. Huge growth rate of population. So this is one of the reasons behind disequilibrium in balance of payments for countries. Now coming to the next factor. Now the another reason for a surplus or deficit in balance of payments is that because of the international borrowing or investment. International borrowing or investment. International borrowing or investment. A country may tend to have an adverse balance if it borrows heavily from another country, while the lending country will have a favorable balance. So, the international borrowing or investment is the another reason behind this imbalance of payments. Now, the last reason is that since the intensity of reciprocal demand of a product of different countries differ, the terms of trade of a country set differently to different countries. Under multi-trade transaction, it may lead to disequilibrium in balance of payments. So the last reason is that intensity of reciprocal demand. So this is the last reason behind the disequilibrium. Since the intensity of reciprocal demand differ in different countries, the terms of trade of a country sets differently to different countries under multi-trade transaction. Thus, it creates disequilibrium. So, this is the last reason behind disequilibrium in balance of payments.